Alright, so if I remember correctly, last time we left our heroes, they have just returned to the City of Hope after conducting a successful raid into the domain of madness, scouting the area, figuring out slash identifying several locations of interest. And one of those being a corrupted temple, a broadcasting temple of sorts, the horrifyingly the horrific non-Euclidean clockwork-like organic abomination that was seemingly aimed at spreading the madness around. I think I did say that in character you might have suspected that destroying it, or rather taking care of the mechanism, might help the City of Iron spark due to the relative proximity. We are still talking about like pretty large distance, but still it might help a little bit. And upon successful infiltration and destruction, upon being faced by an Aboleth abomination, one of the direct underlings of the Yellow King, in the immediate aftermath of destroying said, I mean, not the whole temple, because that place can still be accessed, but the construct at the bottom.
The important part.
Yeah, the important part that means this place will not be usable for a while. Like within the scope of this campaign, yeah, this place is done, so toast.
Nice.
But yes, the party has opted to avoid combat and instead used a neat teleportation escape spell, Word of Recall, which allowed the party to return to the City of Hope. But considering the entire trip, the scouting took well over 20 days, probably closer to like 25, or maybe even between that and like the full month. They have returned to the city affected by a plague of some kind, while between the coven, of which we don't know as a member, between that and Chivis with her plants and a few other things. Because all of those elements, the city is not ravaged. However, the effects of this plague are quite visible to you, and more specific, we ended up with characters throwing themselves either into work, trying to assist the city in whatever way they can, and or checking up on their friends, family, loved ones. And on that note, Dolan came, after coming to his family complex and checking up on things, came to a pretty dire realization. And I think this is where we're gonna start, with me throwing a question to you. Dolan.
Okay.
As you are standing in the very room that kept this family heirloom hidden and protected for quite a while, and you have just connected the dots between the plague and the other voice laughing at you. As you are looking at it, what does Dolan feel? Like, what is he thinking about? What is his reaction?
He, especially because of his madness, he's already been anxious and on edge pretty much the whole time. As not only do you naturally feel watched when you're in like a domain such as the Yellow Kings, but also on top of that, he has this madness that makes him extremely anxious. So I think he would immediately, realizing needs to think rationally and not freak out, he's going to cast Calm Emotions on himself. And he's gonna be like, okay, how do I actually deal with all this shit? What is the best course of action? Do I know of any place in the Beacon of Hope where I could hide this thing from prying eyes? Like, if I could place it somewhere where its magical signature would be hidden. Do I know of any place like this?
So you start thinking about this, you can give me an Arcana roll, because by thinking about this, your mind drifts towards trying to figure out why now, why is it now becoming a problem. It has been, well, serving, but basically as helping your family for quite a few years, and there are no issues before.
Also, in our travels back to the City of Hope, would we have had a long rest or no? I'm just making.
We didn't travel back. We teleported. Remember?
Oh right, we teleported. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, you ward off recalled, so
Then immediately had to rush to your respective places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Perfect.
and with a 26, you realize that, and this is something I will have to like. Hold on, give me a second. I know what I want to say. I'm just struggling
You're good.
what words
You're
to
good.
use. So, essentially speaking, I'm going with the idea, and sorry if that changes some things, that at the current point in time, like your family right now is the largest that it has been. Like you were like
Yes.
expanding
sense.
and growing. And you realize that with this family heirloom, this artifact, the blessing that each family member receives is not diminished. This will be a weird allegory, but bear with me. So if you have a like cake, obviously it's the difference if you like slice it for 10 people and for 50. But for this artifact, no matter if it's 10 or 50 people, each one gets the same slice of cake.
It's like a 3D printer. It's like the exact same every time. The amount allotted to someone.
And you realize that and the extent of, and due to the amount of like family members that are alive and not realizing this but still benefiting from from this artifact, the background been magical radiation, for a lack of better word.
The aura.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's a better word. The aura is something that no longer can be hidden. You are pretty sure that if not for these like protective runes and the effort you and then your father spent to ensure the protection of this item, of this artifact, the problem would have arisen earlier. And the voice comes back. Oh, the solution is very simple, Dolan boy. You just need to sacrifice your family for it. Just throw away this blessing that you have stolen from your people and benefited from it for so long.
If he hears like this voice in any direction, he'll like swing around and almost like claw at the air, and he'll say, "Silence! Begone, demon! Speak not of this!" And he'll clutch like the artifact kind of close to him, and I think he'll put it in his bag.
Okay, and when you say "begone," there is laughter again, but this time Dolan can swear it doesn't come from his mind, but it comes from a side, and you swerve to the side, and suddenly there is you. Your dark mirror standing right in front of you, 3 feet away. Younger, more rugged, rebellious looking, your antithesis. And you hear, you say begone? After you have invited me to your heart, after you have reached for something that doesn't belong to you? Oh, I don't think so. And then you blink and you realize that is it as it always has been. You are alone in this room, alone with your thoughts.
I think at this point he's fully like eyes sort of mad, like bulging, barely keeping it together because of the calm emotions, probably panting, ragged old man. He'll cast Thought Shield on himself again. Sort of at this point, almost like a habit, almost. And then he'll also cast Protection from Evil and Good on himself. And he's going to keep that artifact in his bag, keep his hand on the bag pretty much at all times, and he's going to leave the house and try to go towards the guard HQ where Captain Lastimosa is. He like runs out of the house. He probably leaves the door open as he's running.
Alright. So we're gonna cut away to someone else as Dolan with the artifact hidden in the back just bolts from his family complex and is very rapidly approaching guard HQ. By the way, Cap, are you still on the phone? I assume, yeah, because of mute, but...
Cap, are you here or not?
I'm alive. I'm back.
Hey, welcome back. Okay.
What's going on? Sorry.
Nothing. Everything's fine, actually.
I heard something about a 3D printer.
Yep.
Is that like here with us?
Sure. No, not really.
Oh, I was gonna be like, I'd like to shove my hand inside of it.
No, it's not that.
So, yeah, because I was asking because I have a question to Ibrahim.
My name.
And I'm aware that you are not feeling particularly well, but my question would be, because Ibrahim went to assist the Coven.
Yes.
Primarily, but also basically just in general try to help with the efforts to combine this plague, and even though you are no healer yourself,
I have construction skills.
yeah, you can assist in some other ways. You are pretty damn strong fella, so
Crowd control. You got it.
I mean, no one is really getting rowdy, but they mostly like using as a construction crew slash pack mule.
I see.
Yeah, you don't need to like. I think actually, just out of curiosity, you can give me not a skill check because you just succeed what we are doing, but Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Just to see about fatigue.
Oh, fatigue. Okay. Saving throw. Normal.
Okay. So,
I don't get tired.
Yeah, the way that it goes is that they might even believe you that you do not get tired, and you are feeling
I had coffee.
physically feeling pretty good, but at some point after like definitely a few hours of like pretty much non-stop like manual physical labor, they will be like, we appreciate the enthusiasm, but we believe you that you do not tire, but please take a rest.
I'll sit for all of a minute. I rested, and there's my union required break time.
No mandatory break is longer than a minute.
Okay. I will go home. I will take a sleep. Does that work for you?
We will not be checking if you slept or not. We just want you to take a breather.
You got it, and I'm gonna just waltz my way on home, check in with Dolan and the rest of the crew before I make my way home, see what they're all up to.
Dolan is currently unavailable.
Occupied.
Yes,
Sorry.
occupied.
It just come up and it says occupado like it's a restroom.
However, now that you have a moment where you are not occupying your minds, focusing on doing tasks for the city. I'm kind of curious what, concerning the recent events, what just happened and what is happening right now to the city. What is Dolan thinking? Where is he, standing mentally wise?
I think he's like standing with his back against the wall, against the abyss in his mind.
I said Dolan, right? I was I was supposed to say Ibrahim.
Oh, okay. I was about to be like, oh, we're back to me. Sorry.
I don't know why I'm messing up Dolan and Ibrahim. I know you're like the dynamic duo.
You're fine. Yeah, it's fine.
What am I thinking about?
Like I said, we know you're tired. we can we'll suffer through it, you know.
What is Ibram thinking about? What is his thoughts? His thoughts are his brain is in detective mode because he's been around Dolan enough that he's intelligent enough to grasp that the plague has a source, and he thinks that maybe it might be worth his effort when he gets back from taking a rest to investigate what could possibly be the source.
Alright. So very much focusing on the present situation, problem
He's
solving, and not...
Yeah, he's a task at hand guy. He doesn't have the ability to future think. The only thing that other than beyond that he's thinking about is how can he possibly be strong enough to go toe-to-toe, side-by-side with this party against not only the Yellow King, but also the Lord of Might and other Dark Lords that we have so far basically said we will go and deal with. Because that's also a big concern that's on his brain.
So would it be fair to say that this concern also is like there is some doubt and uncertainty in your heart? In Ibram's heart, I mean?
To say that Ibram is doubting and uncertainty, he feels as though he has failed in a sense that the party cannot take care of such problems. He feels as though he is not strong enough. He doubts himself. He doubts his abilities now because he's never encountered stuff that he couldn't just take on. And for the last several sessions, that's all that we've encountered. And he's not dealing well. It's mentally harming him. Very dark mental thoughts.
Alright. Okay, and through that, pondering, you might even not do it consciously, but while taking a short rest, perhaps your mind and brain dozes off, and you find yourself seeing a familiar picture.
Mm-hmm.
The imposing, striking figure of the one that showed you that there's a gap
In power.
in power between him and you.
Yes. Hellstrom.
However, while you are in the arena and the sky, hell, not even the sky, but you are looking at this in this dream? Question mark. Basically, I'm not gonna give like a straight answer. This is like a dream.
We're in
thing,
some kind
or
of
some
thing.
vision, or maybe it's just your own internal thing. But you have it. This is happening in your head,
Mind.
in your mind. And while the surrounding area is similar, the insides of gladiatorial arena, the stands are empty. Of course, everything else is
As it was.
with red filter, and actually not everything is as it was, because the stands are empty, and Hellstrom, instead of like standing on the the opposite side of you, on the arena. In the middle of the arena, there's not throne, but a pile of skulls of all kinds. Humanoids, beast shapes, smaller, larger. And it creates somewhat imposing mountain.
I get it.
Mound.
It's just a mound of skulls in the shape of a seat.
Big heap of skulls.
Yeah, and and Hellstrom sits upon this mound heap of skulls with one of his arms placed beneath his chin as he's staring at you with a neutral, unreadable expression.
Where is your fans? The adoring crowd. Things have changed since I've last seen here.
This this is a better venue for our current meeting.
What are we meeting about?
Well, yourself, obviously. How can I hope for a worthy challenge when my challenger's heart is gripped by doubt and uncertainty?
It is only gripped in such a manner because of the failings that we have recently had against your, I wouldn't say brethren, but kindred, strong beings of the dark.
Tell me something, you who was brought, erased, not in this very same arena, but in a similar circumstances. Does one doesn't try to climb a mountain just because it seems hard or daunting? Or does one try nonetheless?
You try nonetheless.
Then why doubt? If one has to climb the mountain because either you reach this mountain or the mountain will come to you, then doubting doesn't change the end result. Either you will rise above what you think you are capable and be victorious, or through a great struggle, ultimately you will fail. But either of those results will still arrive.
I guess you are correct. All doubting does is harm my ability to become better than what I am.
In this world, there is do or die. There is no try. And I would hate to see such a prospective challenger to dwell in a pit of self-inflicted misery and uncertainty.
Are correct. I do not wish to challenge you while I doubt myself and my mind is clouded. And how could I rise to beat you if I am worried about failing, when all failure does is allow me to become stronger, as long as I do not die? And if to beat you requires me to become the monster, then I will become that monster.
Give me an insight check.
Second. Go. It's not the best.
Yeah, it's not. But he's not hiding his reaction. When you say that, his neutral expression for a moment twitches, shifts into something, not really a snarl, but
Wicked smile.
not a smile. This is not a, like, he doesn't seem satisfied or happy with your declaration. Tangentially related to the current scene, have you or anyone from the party watched Helsing Ultimate?
Yes.
So you watched the final duel between Alucard and Anderson,
Yes.
and you remember his reaction when Anderson used the nail?
Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of similar take here. Yeah, because in Helsing, Alucard's strongest belief was that only a human
Ah, I
was
see. I
able
grasp.
to defeat him.
I grasp what you're trying to alliterate now. Mm.
Truly, you believe that to defeat me as those who claim the lordship of the night, to do that you need to become like us, not to carve your own path?
Becoming maybe carving my own path makes me become something not dark and monstrous, but not necessarily light and monstrous, but my own format, my own form, my own strength, my own capability. No control from outside entities, just my own form of rising beyond you and becoming a monster among those I call friends.
Very well. I will be looking forward to witnessing firsthand what path you have taken and where that path leads you. I will be awaiting our destined meeting most patiently. And as he says that, he reaches, one of his hands reaches pretty much inside his chest. It's almost like sinks. There's no blood or anything, it sinks almost like it's an illusion. And then he pulls out, and it's either of the two things. It's either the spear, you know the one, or
Yes,
the
I know.
the second thing, or do you stick with the spear?
I have been, after discussing it with my party, that the sword will result in one of my party members attempting to murder me / steal the sword, so I will take the spear.
Alright. So
Fucking pussy.
so I guess
You
I'm
see
not.
like a man.
No, fine. We'll go black. We'll go the sword. We'll go the sword.
No, you should
It's
actually go with
entirely
spear.
your
For real,
decision.
you should go with
I know.
sword.
I'm joking.
Please
I'm
don't.
joking. I'm taking the spear. I'm completely joking. I will take the
It is
spear.
not good to have the healer go against you in the party.
I'm aware, especially since I really need the healer occasionally.
Occasionally
So
is also
he-
an understatement.
yeah. Wicked looking spear that it almost seems to be coated in as much blood spilled as the Lord of Might did. It, despite being an inanimate object, it oozes with malevolence. And as he holds this spear, he says, "It is destined, after all. A reward shall await you. Should you prove victorious." Now
And
then,
we shall see.
keep climbing that mountain, that hill, one step at a time, one defeated enemy at a time. Sorry, you were gonna say something and I cut you off.
No, I was. It was literally just going to be. We shall see. Pretty much it. The result.
Alright. And whatever this was ends, dissipates into nothingness, and the remainder of the nap proceeds uneventfully. Around the same time, as this is happening, Sasa, at which point you feel Beckett would be trying to do the follow-up on the earlier message?
Probably like a couple of hours after I come back. Like, I would like for Sasa to, after she comes with to her sister, and spend some time with her, seeing how she's doing because she was sick and stuff. like a couple hours after, he can contact him again. So he can contact her again, and then they can meet up.
Alright. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. I mean, in the worst case scenario, we're just gonna do the flexible time and some small read consent adjustments.
You need it to be like earlier or something, or
No, not really. The way I'm just like currently seeing this is because like Dolan pretty rapidly, with his thing, left home and went to the captain.
I will.
Last
I
time was
will
time.
say.
Yeah.
I will say, quick note. He kind of heads towards the Captain Lastimosa, kind of as habit, because he pretty much always goes to his captain for any problems because it is
Okay.
his superior. I think when he almost reaches it, he would like stop and be like, "Oh shit, wait, this isn't something that the captain can help me with, really." And he would start heading towards the main tree to try and speak to Celadrin. Sidorin, sorry, my brain.
By the main tree, by now you mean not the old one, because the old one rose up as a...
Yeah, no. Like,
But
wherever the
probably-
seat of the council is now, I don't know where
Oh.
it's been moved to in the recent uprooting of said tree. Wherever the head of the council now is, he's going there. He's like, oh shit, wait, I need to go to, like, someone who knows what the, like, magic is. And Sidorin is an elf, so, or at least a half elf, I believe.
Yeah. I think I went with
I forget.
full
which one he is.
elf.
Either he's a wood elf or a half elf, one or the other. Either way, he has fey blood, so.
Okay, but to me, generally speaking, it sounds that, at least for now, for a little while, Dolan is not including other party members. It's not even crossing
No.
his mind.
Absolutely not. He is engrossed in his current task.
Alright. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to you on that. Okay. Yep. Sasa. Beckett arrives in person. Obviously, you have the meeting happens in the secluded private place. I mean, yeah, your mansion works, but basically ensuring that no one that shouldn't doesn't see your guest or anything of the sort. And actually, yeah, and actually, as it happens, you basically already find him, like meet him in probably your study. Him sitting leisurely on the chair. Hello, dear. I allowed myself in.
no.
You can give me, because this is like in a roundabout way, he's letting you know about something, and basically it's his test to like see if Sasa will pick up on it. So you can roll Oh, wait, for vampires was it? For the identification, either Arcana or Religion.
Arcana it is. 26.
Okay.
Ah, you little fucking rascal. Is this thing that he has learned from the journal?
No.
Okay.
Actually,
Uh,
I mean, fuck. I mean, I already gave you like answer as a DM, but in character, what? Feel free to think whatever Sasa would think. But as a DM, as a player, I can tell you that no, he had this little bit earlier.
Okay. Sasa's gonna say. She's gonna like sassily just continue like coming, like entering and putting her stuff down, and she will say, "Seems that we are not the only ones getting rid of their weaknesses, huh?" And she's just gonna like, I guess, throw her notes at him of like the most recent chapter. Just let him read them. Because that's what he came here for, right? Or am I wrong?
Right, because you made some deals, but basically, let's say like with this, you are like, what was promised is now being delivered, like some of those chapters, and he just gives like a small smile and says,
Lay down.
"Oh no, I might not be as strong as Hellstrom or possess as much destructive magic as Crimson King, but I have my own strengths, and figuring out how to get rid of those irritating pesky weaknesses is a type of strength, wouldn't you agree?"
Lay down. Lay down.
It is, but being able to not enter houses without asking first is kind of a lame weakness. So, or what? I suppose. How many vampires are there, anyways? I'm not asking that. She just like points at him, like, "Don't answer. I'm not part of the journal question."
If I'm not even sure myself, but look, seeing that your city is in an interesting state, to say the least, and imagine you are busy with some other stuff, let's get to the matter at hand. While I enjoy my position as a information broker, and not intending to take a definitive stance against one Night Lord to another, I can offer services that, well, if anyone were to utilize them in a way that helps them, that's, what's the saying? Immortals use no skin off my back?
What exactly are you offering?
Transportation. I have means of, well, teleportation, pretty much. And well, I did notice that you have a neat trick with with those hands. Of course, you do not have them everywhere, and you definitely do not have them at the very hearts of hostile domains, or close by. Some of them are pretty well protected against magical transportation.
That's I imagine during all this thing that he was talking about, it's just like pulling out her little boosted seats, but you can see it in one. And once he's done, he'll say, "Well, it's definitely something we can keep in mind, but I guess I'll have to get back to you about it, as we have some important things to deal with here in the city."
Oh, yes, I have noticed. Well, it will be definitely interesting to see what you come up with now that. And there's a potential risk of even more eyes of other Night Lords being turned this way.
He just laughed, like, kind of like a laugh, kind of like a scoff, and she will say, like, there isn't like 4 of them looking in this direction already.
Oh, I'm. Honestly, if you are counting me, dear, in that list, pretty much the only reason I bother with this city is, well, he intertwines the fingers and puts his like chin on them. He basically does like a Gendo pose,
Oh god, not again the pose.
but trying to be like more, playing up the vampire seductress angle. Seductor. Seducer? Fucking hell. Yeah,
I don't
seducer,
know.
that
I don't know either. So what was he saying? He was saying like,
Yes.
if you're counting me, what?
If you're counting me in that list, well, the only reason why I bother with this city is because of you. Well, and the book.
I am flattered. However, if I were to count you, it would technically be probably 5.
Ah, good. So I wasn't.
He just like dismisses his ass. I want Sassy's just gonna start becoming more sassy with this bitch, so he's gonna have to get ready for it.
That's fine.
I want to ask, Sasa will say, well, besides that, I do have like a question. I don't know if it counts as a personal question of sorts. And it's definitely not something that I'm sacrificing a journal chapter for, but where exactly?
Go ahead.
She was gonna say, how exactly does one sec, I'm finding a way to word this.
That's alright.
I was gonna say, how exactly did other people manage to travel across the world? Like, obviously, I'm not talking here now, correct? But we encounter some rails along the way, and I was wondering if is that really the highest amount of, like, the strongest technological advance they could have? I will imagine they will have magic flying things carrying all the things they needed.
Right, this is not something that I will badger you or a journal, although at the end I will ask my own personal question to you. In my journeys and searches for knowledge, I did come across a specific phrase that at a certain point do you give me a second, because now as a DM I'm trying to not
Yeah, we're
fuck it
both
up.
a little stuck. It's fine.
What's the thing that is it the that high enough technology becomes indistinguishable from magic, or the other way around?
Oh yeah, if it's advanced enough technology seems like magic. And also the vice versa.
So, that I did come across a phrase that that technology powerful enough, advanced enough, is no different from magic. And considering the clues I've gotten from the journal, why this world was made and who made it, at least what it seems to be that way, I guess it makes sense. Although who am I to question divine inspiration? And he gives like a ironic chuckle. Or mirthful chuckle. And says, I believe that what you have found and faced is gets one of examples of what this civilization, for however short or long it was before, well, we came by, or were freed or arrived. I'm honestly not entirely too sure myself, and part of the reason why I'm seeking knowledge is to try to understand my own origin. Also, Sasa would recall that, well, that laboratory that was beneath the City of Hope.
Yeah.
That also had some advanced looking technology, although it much more like, wasted / destroyed.
So, is there any role I can do to try to understand why the things that we've seen on this part, like on this area of like the City of Hope and the things around it, like the laboratory and stuff, why are they so different from all the machinery back on the Yellow King territory? Like, I know it's probably because obviously mountains and that's where they get all the materials and stuff, but for Sasha is the idea of if they were doing the Warforge and like all the metallurgy on that place, what were they doing here? Is there anything I can do from like all the little clues I've been gathering from shit before?
It's The way I look at it, it's not really like what they were doing here specifically. It's like Sasa might theorycraft that this world has not been a creation of a single being, a single deity.
Yeah.
Perhaps it was a cooperative effort, which means that some sections had different different focuses, and some of them probably were also intertwined.
Mhm.
I admit,
And that
I do have like, I did have an idea, like, you know, after the war, like what cities, what bastions of life survived and what is their special thing, but I don't really have like a
okay.
idea like what exactly like each section of the world was focusing focusing on.
Okay. Then
Although
like pin the conversation for another time.
I mean, like, not sure if this realization hit in character, but like out of character, like the only thing that was like the overall, the very top, like scientific project, the umbrella that covers this entire world, Eclipse, was that this world, this planet was used for researching two fundamental forces of universe, like the ones that, you know, create fabric of reality and whatnot, the light and dark.
Yeah, which
And-
that I do remember because it was part of the Fallen's like whole
Oh, yeah.
spiel.
Yeah, and basically I don't want to give like straight direct answer like this is what Sasa has to think, like I leave because it's fun to theorycraft, but like one possibility is that basically every single instance of those different things like Warforge Factory and whatnot, this is just like, you know, iteration of that overall research. And combined with auxiliary facilities, because, well, for some research you need resources and you know whatnot.
Yeah. Okay. Now that I think about it, is the laboratory still there? I'm not trying to go, I just remembering.
Which one?
You know the
one
laboratory
in
that
the
we found?
First. Probably yeah, but I would imagine, considering the location, that a lot of it has been now either like overgrown with roots and whatnot from Chivis. Something like that. But yeah, I you know what you're talking about, but I honestly do not think there's like literally anything else of value or interest left.
Okay.
Like that location for me was done pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, then Sasa will mention that, and I guess they will go back to talking about that specific chapter of the journal.
Not immediately, because he stops you and says, and well, now if you can fancy me with a personal question of my own, you are smart, very smart, and it's quite clear to me that you have plans and projects. And it occurs to me that, well, you probably will be able to finish quite a few of them within your natural lifespan. Some of them might go beyond, well, continue after your passing. Have you thought about that? And if you want, you can give me an insight. Because he... At the very least, Sasa is able to pick out that he's asking, but he's also asking about something else between the lines.
There's normal roll.
Yeah, normal insight.
With Flash of Genius. Alright, so for a total of 21.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not really opposed because he's not really trying to hide it. So, when he's asking, like, have you considered that, you have mortal lifespan and some of the stuff you are planning, especially your magnum opus, will go beyond your demise, your passing. But he's also asking between the lines and along the same time is, have you considered perhaps looking for a way to prolong your life?
Seth is going to like sit back, like back against the rest of the back of the chair, arms crossed, and she's going to say, why, do you have like a recommendation in mind? Like, is this something that, you kind of find like a pyramid scheme? The pyramid scheme exists in this world?
MLM.
Perhaps, hypothetically speaking, F means, although I respect you too much to lie about this, they do come with some downsides. Actually, now that I think about it, most of the Nighters I know and their means of ensuring it's not very easy to kill them and they don't really die of old age will probably be considered not incomprehensible. I need to look at the fucking translator. Will be considered repugnant to a mind such as yours.
Like yours was vampirism, for example. We know about the Crimson King and the Yellow King. I've had something in mind for a while, but I don't know if it's something I would share for free. She's gonna do like how the turntables towards the fucking Beckett.
Roll me persuasion? Diplomacy? To see if you are able to entice him.
Flash of Genius ready for this too. Oh, that was almost a 3. 22.
Okay. He slowly rises from his chair. He doesn't look at you, but like, hums as he looks at the collection, takes a step to the side so that he is approaching to the side from where you are sitting. Again, slowly, he doesn't make any sudden moves and he has his hands behind his back. He leans a little bit downwards and As he like lets out a cold breath tickles your neck. You have my utmost curiosity, Miss Sasa. Very well. I will. Basically, he goes that. So one of those options you can pick for chapter of the book. You don't need to give a chapter, and you can pick one, and the price instead is revealing what Sasa thought.
Okay. Wait, let me. Where is the freaking thing? Okay.